back with the three madmen of Minecraft for a brand new series. Yes, me, Slim Shaggy here from Tennessee Gaming, and of course the classic nerd from space, yes, Space Nerd himself, have decided to get together to make something absolutely epic. Yes, you've all played it before. It's Zelda, A Link to the Past. Yes, that classic game from our childhoods where we're all going to recreate the map from it and then hopefully turn it into an adventure map that you guys can download when we're done with the series. So, what we've got planned out is going to be absolutely epic. We've got an actual copy of the map from the game itself. I'll most probably check that up on screen. I imagine the other guys will do the same, just so you can have a quick look. We've already set out the bottom section. As you can see, there's a tiny little fence section, and that bit here is the entrance. So this is, I believe it's Carico Village, is it? Carico Village? You guys know?
I believe
Cacarico.
Yeah, Cacarico is...
Cacarico?
You guys don't hate us too bad if we
Sounds like
mess
a
it up.
dance. It's the Macarena and the Cacarico. Yeah, Cacarico. All right. Anyway, so nonetheless, we're gonna build the amazing village from Zelda: A Link to the Past, and I think eventually our plan is to build out everything from the map we can possibly do the castle, all of the rest of it, the crazy stuff. And with these two awesome guys that are joining me, I imagine this should be a very easy job. Of course, those are the famous last words of anyone starting anything. So let's see how we do. So what's the plan, guys? I think we're gonna measure out using this base here. We're doing one block for each tile, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're going to try to do it 1 for 1 just because we can square it out a little bit easier. That's why, I wanted to start with the little archway there, because it gave me an even count, because I have it zoomed in here on my screen to where we can do it as close as possible. There's no guarantees because this map is even, which
yes.
You mentioned earlier, Nerd, that's going to make things a little bit more difficult than we would like, but I think we can do it. So it's just all about picking the right blocks. That's what's going to matter.
Yeah, definitely. So I suppose what we should start with is making the road out first, then, to give us the scale that we'll work with. So what's our decided texture? Are we going to use like stones for the actual stone brick for the internal of the path, and then cobble for the outside of it, or?
I was thinking, if you look at the map there, man, it has more of a sandstone feel in this general area right here. So I was thinking it's going to be one of those things we're going to have to test. Maybe sandstone, maybe end stone would work better according to texture. It's all according to how you want to do it.
Yeah,
but I
it's
figured
kind of like a light green tiled path.
Yeah, but I figured cobble would go on the outside, because that's going to either cobble or maybe cracked stone, maybe.
Yeah, definitely, because at the bottom there's a complete sort of cobble path that goes round the bottom and round the outside, isn't there?
Yeah,
it looks like it's all cobble. So yeah, maybe so maybe cracked stone. That's a good idea. I think that you're onto a winner there with that.
Yeah.
So
now the blocks that we're looking at, they're all vanilla blocks, but we did include some mods to make our building experience easier. You want to go over what we have included?
Yeah, of course we can cover what's involved in the pack itself. We made our own unique little pack for this build. Thanks to the guys here, we have sort of all discussed it and decided on some mods that we thought were appropriate to actually be able to build this. So we've got Biomes O Plenty, which I believe was the suggestion of Mr. Nerd himself there. So we have a variety of blocks available to us. We've got obviously the mini-map that you can see in the top corner. Well, on my screen you won't be able to see it because I have it covered with my face cam. Yes, you get my beautiful face instead of a map. But nonetheless, we do have the mini-map available, and if I press, I believe it's M, you can see the raise mini-map bit comes up there. And I believe, is it N? Is it to expand the map? I can never remember what the key is. Oh, it's X, isn't it? There you go. X brings up the map, so you can get the big version, which we'll be using to do the comparison with. What other mods did we involve in this one? We've got quite a few, haven't we, really? I suppose it's not like a massive pack, but we've got a few different mods.
I know you threw in Carpenter's Block there, didn't you?
Yeah, we've got Carpenters Blocks, so we can get the nice even surfaces and the slanted roofs and stuff, so we can match up to it a little bit better. We've got, oh yes, of course, enhanced portals as well. Enhanced portals 3, not 2. I would have preferred 2 because it's a bit easier to work with, but we're using enhanced portals 3, so we can actually do a mechanic for teleporting you when you go in buildings, because as everyone knows from the SNES, the outside of the building's tiny, the inside is massive. And I think it was Space who originally mentioned the fact that every single building in Zelda is actually a TARDIS.
Quite true, quite true. And per my request as well, we added some MicroBlocks to help us out with some of the minor details, just to make it pop.
Yeah, see, because Space is the perfectionist out of the group here. He wanted the micro of MicroBlocks, so we can cut every block into tiny little pieces, so then we can throw them at him. For why the hell did you suggest that? It's so complex now. You've made this build more awkward than it needed to be. No, I'm joking. It is a good idea. At the end of the day, oh, that's a nice brick. I like that. Is that the smooth sandstone? Oh yeah. Yeah, that looks the part, man. You definitely made a good choice on that one. Because that's what we're going to use for the green tiles on the map, then, are we?
Right. Yeah. That way, I'm almost as bad as Nerd over there, dude. I want to really get as close as possible. You know, we threw the Carpenters Blocks in there. We got the MicroBlocks, so we're going to be able to come pretty close to when we're building the buildings and doing the things that we're going to do. So this should be really, really cool.
Yeah.
Now, let's see.
Okay then. Well, I suppose if we have two of us then work the way along the bottom from this bit over here. I think it's one block off, isn't it? By the looks of it from the map, so we've got one block off here. So if we have two of us go across from this way across, and then one of us spans up when we get to what would look like a red brick path in the centre to sort of outline that first house's building. And are you happy to do that bit, Mr. Tennessee Gaming?
What do you need me to do?
The upside there?
The what? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the path and get it started here, so you two can go do nothing while I do all the work.
Oh yeah, well that was part of the plan. It was to make you do all of it because, well, you know, I'm good at planning things. I'm not good at actually doing things. Who do you think I am? Some sort of Minecraft player?
No, not at all. Never crossed my mind.
I do tutorials. I don't play the game.
Alright, before we split off, guys, I did want to mention my little mod thing I picked up from my times out there. Now, we mentioned that this is a lovely green path that's just like the map, right? Now, we can make it a little bit more green. We place the carpenter block,
carpenters.
and then we put our block in there, and then some green dye. And then I messed that up.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me, with... Thinking you're all clever.
It works in the other version. Let's try with the crackstone.
Like I say, I'm not sure it should work, but then this is the latest version, so I don't know if it works so well. So I know you can put a top on these in the version that we've got here. I believe it's the same as 1.6.4's version of Carpenters, where you can actually add a top to it by using wheat seeds and other bits like that, but I'm not sure if we can dye them to be slightly different colours. I know you can use the chisel to alter the patterns on them, but I'm not sure about the other aspect of it.
Well, it is a newer version, I guess. They took that feature.
It could also be the fact that we're using, well, I know myself, I'm using a custom texture pack. I'm using Sphax for this run, so it may well be that the texture packs we're using don't support it.
Okay, another thing I wanted to show you guys while we're all together is a little block I found from the...
Little block I found down my pants.
Biomes O Plenty. That's a pretty cool one there.
Yeah, that's actually really nice. That might actually be better for the path down the bottom, actually, rather than using cobble.
What is that called? Crag rock?
From Biomes O Plenty. Because we've got Waila installed as well, which is the what am I looking at? And that's what gives you that lovely little display at the top, telling you exactly what you're looking at any point.
What do you think? Does that look better?
Yeah, don't replace this path with it. I think you're definitely onto the right one with the smooth sandstone. But I reckon for the you know, the path that goes off from the side of this little entrance way, I think that one would be more suited to that crag rock.
Okay, I see what you're talking about.
Bottom.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's definitely a good idea, because that means then we can use cobble for the you know, the sort of stone walls around the houses. We can use cobble for that then, which would actually look a bit more appropriate.
Right.
So it would actually look like crushed stone for the path, and then actually cobble for the walls, which is definitely a way more appropriate way, because that's how it's actually really used, isn't it? Alrighty, then that sounds good to me. So we need to do some sort of maths here, because obviously we need to know where you're going up to with this, because you've got this planned out, haven't you? So where's this spread out into 4? Is it here? Or
it'll be right here, and this number right here should be that.
Okay, so those are the This is the 4 spread, yeah?
Yeah, that'll be the 4 spread, and technically that one there
Then it goes there.
will be that.
Okay.
Is there not? I thought it went 4 down on that bit of the map by the looks of it. It goes 2.
Oh, okay. My bad. You're right. I see it.
And then that would then go to the 4 down, and then we've got 2 here like that. And then that spreads down for 4 from here. So we've got 1 like that. And then we've got 2. We need 2 of the outside block there. And then obviously we need to do the outside here, so we can get this measurement in place for when we do the full run. Because the objective here, guys, is obviously at the moment this video will be the same pretty much other than our view on all of the channels. When we continue into the next episode, so when we get around to that, we're actually going to be splitting off into separate areas. So each one of us is going to take on doing an individual building or an individual section of the map. So it is worth making sure that you check out obviously all the other guys' channels. Don't just watch the one. So if you're watching my view, then I do recommend going over to check out Tennessee and obviously Space's different views on this, because they will be working on separate projects from us as we continue on here. So it's not all just going to be on the one channel, and I believe the playlist for this one, which will be available on all of our channels, will involve obviously each one, and I'll make sure that I link Tennessee's and obviously Space's channel at the end of each video, so you can just click the little button just to view their version of that same episode. They'll also have their own audio, because we're going to join each other for the start and the end of every episode, but we are going to do our own builds when we go through, and that will allow us to obviously give you separate audio, so each one of us is going to be discussing exactly how we do each thing. So it's definitely worth making sure you check out every channel when you do this, okay?
Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Let's see.
Okay, so we need to do some measuring along the bottom here. This is going to be one of those long-winded things when we do this, because it's going to take a lot of calculations.
A lot of thought. A lot of thought. Now let's see. That should be here, like so. Then
Right,
that
I
should
reckon we
go
can
up.
cheat slightly, you know, Space, when we're doing our bit, because we're going to be going across here, aren't we? Should we use some of the fence posting to give us like a sort of a designation of how far across we are? Because that would allow us to actually have a visual sort of identifier.
Well, there would be a fence post here starting off.
Should we do that at the same time? So that way we can get a bit, it would be a bit easier to calculate how far across the path we're going, because we're going to be going a long way in that direction.
Absolutely. So we could go with a carpenter's barrier.
Yeah.
And we could that'll give us options with textures later on.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you there.
So
Maybe.
let's see. That's 3 blocks. We're gonna definitely want to go more than that.
Yeah, definitely. I believe the actual fence along the bottom there is what, 2, 4. See, I'm going to do the math on my screen. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8. It looks like it's 10 across for the first fence.
Okay. Let's see how that's gonna look here. So
I've got like spooky noises coming through from Tennessee Gaming on mine at the moment. I don't know about you.
this video's haunted.
I can just hear casting satanic spells whilst playing this this version of Minecraft.
You have no idea what I'm up to. You just never know.
You cannot call upon the power of Satan to make the map easier for you. I'm sorry, it's not going to work, buddy.
Oh, they are some secret commands that I could use. So.
Oh well, yes, we could cheat, to be honest, but I don't think we should. We should at least try and do as much of this as honestly as possible. But yeah, we could use the old world editing features that we've installed to make our lives easier for certain bits, but I reckon the accuracy is there if we do it manually.
Yeah, I
Check
have
this
to
out.
agree.
This is another cool feature from Carpenters Blocks.
Oh yeah, they're changing the style of the fence with the older hammer.
Right, you could change the style, but if you change the style, it would just give you that one long thing like that. But since we want different posts, you left click it again, and it will give it an unconnecting texture.
Yeah, unconnects the texture, which is always a good factor, because that way you've got a count to go with. Alright, so between that and the next one then, so if we look at it and we've got 10 going across, then between that and the edge of the house, let's say for example, is
That's
another
tough.
4 blocks across. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 like that, and we'll just chuck that in there. So that gives us the edge of the house. Alright, so now we need the front of the house to complete width. Some craziness with the maps here, you see.
So let's see, the width of the house, that looks like another 10 blocks. That's roughly the same size as the
fence.
Fence, yeah.
Yeah, man. And then obviously we've got then another 6 blocks after that. So shall we just mark that out? So if we've got 4 here, then we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Thank you, Count
Today's
Dracula.
episode is sponsored by the number 10.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Space. I was like, oh my god, he's turned into the count. What's going on?
Yeah, you're damn straight. You gotta do what you gotta do. 10 blocks. See, I don't know. Half the people watching this will be like, what the hell is that guy on about? I don't remember any of this.
Oh my goodness.
I think I'd more suit the Grouch character than the Count, to be quite honest.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
Okay, so we've got our base level there, so that gives us our connection. So there's our outside for this section. So we've got another path that's going to branch up from here on the map. So we've gone to the edge, we've got a 1 block width up here that we have to work with. So let's quickly just chuck down some of these, just so we've got a representation for that. Then once we've got that, it's got the group, like it's got the block that Tennessee's using at the moment for this row.
Oh,
and
let's
we've
grab
got
that.
two rows of what was it, red brick? Are we going to use for that middle path?
Red brick might work.
That central path, like it's that red, that light red colour. I don't know. Is there any other solid red coloured like blocks that we can use?
Redstone is a solid color, but I don't know if you want to go with that. It's according to texture pack, really. So
I think there are some variations of redstone, though. Isn't there a redstone block? I don't know. Well, let's have a look at it. Let's check it out, shall we? Let's do a comparison. So there's red wool. Oh, is that redstone?
I just searched red. That's red clay.
Oh, red stained clay, and that's redstone. I think redstone's way too bright myself. I think that you might be right with that red stained clay. I think that's maybe a slightly better texture. Because I think red brick may be a bit too in your face as well. Let's have a...
Red wood. I don't know about that though.
Nah, I don't think the red wood is, because it's still too much of a brown, isn't it? And let's have a look at brick as well, because there should be like, let's have a look at the actual bricks themselves. So let's have a comparison here. There's the actual brick.
Hate the brick.
Yeah, the bricks don't really look too nice, do they? They do look like they're a red brick house brick. They don't really look like they should be flooring bricks.
Now, maybe we could throw a texture on them.
Yeah, Mid, if we get the if we get the chisel out and put it on like there. Grab ourselves some chiseling.
I got a chisel.
Yeah, if you don't mispronounce that at any stage. Got me some chiz.
Alright, so the thing is the block has a texture on it already, so it seems to be interfering with it.
Yeah, it doesn't really show up well, does it?
No.
Sorry, I'm just messing around with it now. I do love the Carpenters Blocks, man. They're so awesome.
sorry guys, if you're watching my view, you keep seeing me hit the little escape button or the T button. Is because I'm having to go back and forth and look at the map to get it exactly right, because I don't know what you guys think. What about this tree? If you look at that one tree,
no, it's massive, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a huge tree. Maybe that's something we might have to build.
Yep, no, definitely. You're going to actually have to build that tree from scratch, I'm sorry to say. It's going to use a lot of wood and a lot of sort of bush style leaves and stuff. You're going to have to make that one up from scratch, I'm sorry to say, buddy. That's part of the fun.
We use the sacred oak sapling, I'll just take the whole chunk here.
yeah. Don't want to override the whole map with the tree. Did you manage to text to this, or is it not working?
It looks like it's not working. Only certain textures are showing up.
I imagine it's most probably because of the fact as well, because we're using a Biomes O Plenty with it, because obviously Carpenters Blocks is really only designed work with the standard Minecraft blocks. Maybe that's part of the inherent problem here as well.
Well, I'm using default texture myself.
Ah.
And
Oh, I mean,
The
like
textures-
the Biomes O Plenty blocks aren't even part of standard Minecraft, so maybe that's part of the issue.
oh no, the stained clay is from standard Minecraft.
Ah, see, look, this is how long it's been since I've played vanilla.
And, so, this is a good color right here. It's too wide, but there's no texture to it.
Yeah,
you see
there's
the
no
outlining.
segregation between each block, isn't it? It's more like
Exactly.
it almost looks like red wool in the form of it's like a carpet almost.
And then having this smooth soundstone with that, it just doesn't have any. Not gonna work. We're gonna look for a different block here.
Yeah, let's see what other kind of red blocks we can find. There must be more. Flesh. First thing that comes up in Biomes O Plenty. Weird.
Huh. Check out this.
Cherrywood seems to have a red top as well.
Little different there.
What, note blocks?
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept.
Interesting. I'm looking for something that has that texture, you know?
I have to make this tree way, way, way bigger. That should be probably too wide, so...
I'm not crazy about it, to be honest.
One of
Yeah,
those
no
things that's
block.
going to take us a while of messing around to find a good block that we're happy with, I think. But that's part of the fun of it, unfortunately. It's got to mess around to sort of try and get yourself a reasonable texture. But that's like the red version of grass, but I don't know, I don't think that looks really nice. The cherry wood's not too bad, at least it has the segregation, but then it
Ooh.
does look like wood.
That's spectral moss, though. I like that, actually.
Yeah? Do you reckon that could work? There's blocks of ruby as well, which are...
Keep that on the maybe list.
then we've also got this.
That's not a winner.
Yeah, the ruby, on mine it looks more like an actual floor tile than it does actually ruby, but I don't know what it looks like in your standard, in the standard textures. Is it a bit too similar to diamond, is it?
Looks like candy.
Oh, is it? So maybe not that one then. What other blocks have we got available to us? Let's have a look. There must be something. There must be.
Let's see.
Red
What
wool's
is
not
this
going to be good.
giant
now.
red flower? A little too red, I think. Yeah. The cherry wood was also pretty good.
Is there like... Oh, I don't know, because cherry wood planks are just going to look completely off, aren't they?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, let's try it. I mean, we haven't
Yeah, I
even
suppose
looked
there's
at
no
it yet.
harm in trying it. So they're a little bit more like... I don't know, because the colour's quite light, isn't it? But that looks a bit more like it could be a path.
Right?
Let's see. So about done.
Yeah, I reckon we should go with that cherry wood. What do you reckon?
Let's see if we could do any textures on this guy. Yeah, so it looks the same. Just puts those weird stripes on the creeper face.
Yeah. Isn't it like the texturing works too well with it?
Nope. All right, let's go cherry wood.
Yep, okay then. Alright, then let's clear this out and then... So you said, do you want to carry on doing the upward path and then I'll carry on trying to do the cross path?
Absolutely. Now I gotta do
Okay.
math though. Yeah, it's a tricky part, huh? You don't
Yeah,
want me
man,
to
the math on it's not easy. I have to admit. Admittedly, I need to take out these 4 as well because this should be that. Then we've got 2 across for that stone wall that comes up next to it. Oh no, actually.
Oh,
we've got-
Tennessee has done the math for me, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I should
you
have. I
just
should have.
study against his.
You should be able to break it down block for block right about now. Considering I've kind of got it squared off, so it shouldn't be too bad of a rounding it down, rounding it up type of thing. So it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
So right now I'm going to be working on just branching off the paths you've been working on.
If you want to do the red path, try and take that all the way up to that central point where the wind sort of mill thing, not windmill, but I don't know, weather vane basically I suppose is, in the centre of town. If you could take that red path up to that point, I suppose, and try and sort of just do the indicators for where it branches off, and we can go from there.
Right. Okay. Now, guys, we are working off a map, and I am going to put, and we all are going to put the map we're looking on in different parts, but I do recommend if you have 2 monitors, bring it up on the other side, so that's how we're all working right now at this point, so you could be looking at the same thing we're looking at.
Let's see.
Yeah, because it's a bit hard for the viewers to understand sometimes what we're discussing, but we're trying to edit in as much as we can to sort of show you what we're discussing as we do it. Then we've got 2, and then another 4. So that's what I'm going with. And now we've got fence again, so let's get some fences. How are you guys doing with your bit then? Are you happy with it so far? You happy with the way it's looking?
Take a break there a second and take a look at Tennessee kicking butt with this tree.
Is he doing it? Oh yeah, he is. Look at that.
That's looking good, man.
I'm trying to get it in the map section there. The roots are kind of rounded and they kind of point off in different directions there at the bottom. So I tried to recreate that. I don't know if I'll stick with that pattern at the bottom.
Yeah, it's down to your own discernment at the end of the day. I think you've done a good job of trying to get it sort of as centralized as you can at the end of the day. It looks good. It is one of those things we're going to encounter no end of problems, I should imagine, as we go through, because as things become more and more complex, there are certain buildings that are going to be harder to do, and I think the trees may be one of them. Remember though, if you do want to round stuff off or have the roots go down into the ground, you can use the carpenter's slopes and stuff like that, and you can use those to actually chuck in like the bits that go down into the ground and stuff like that. Might make it easier for you.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting we have that mod. Maybe I'll finish off the top here and I'll go back around and work on the edges a little bit. I completely forgot about the Carpenters Block thing, man. I'm not used to having Carpenters Block. I've never really worked with it a whole lot, even though I know how to use it. I know what it requires, but I very rarely use that mod. So it's just going to be one of those things. For me and my viewers, we're going to be a learning experience with a Carpenter's Block for sure.
There's no worries though, but that's part of it at the end of the day, because you know it's getting used to having those sort of accessibility to those sort of things. Because admittedly, it's not something that's very commonplace. I find very few mod packs seem to have Carpenter's Blocks featured, which is a bit odd at the end of the day, because it is a very nice mod for decorative touches, so to speak.
I do know a guy that made a pretty good tutorial on it. Plug away.
Lol. Well, I could mention the tutorials, but I'm sure they'll discover that. I imagine most of the people who are watching this right now, most people have seen that one already anyway, so I feel no need to advertise something that I've already done. They know it's there, they can watch it.
Advertisement. Let's see.
Yeah.
And while you're there,
I've got this, see. 2. Got 1, 2 again.
I'm surprised how fast this is going, though.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised at how quickly we've done this. I'm going to start putting fence every other block here, just so I've got a way of measuring what I'm doing, because I'm going to use this as a sneaky way. So that's where the 2 fences are. So we've got 2, skip 1. How many of those across do we have?
You know what the worst part is, guys? Is you guys have got split monitors. You suck. I hate both of you. Just saying.
Oh, now you've put it out there.
Everybody that I work with knows that I have to sacrifice the screen to do what I need to do. Let's see, this should be right. At least I would think so. Go up 1 there.
I think that gives me the correct width there for that front of that building.
What am I using? Oh my god, no. We need to change those leaves up. And on that over there, nerd, that you're kind of close to where I made the the bushes here, I just put jungle leaves. I think you can change that to whatever you like. I mean, that's totally up to you. So,
Well, I was thinking of using the sacred oak leaves. Maybe. I want to look at all the different ones actually.
There's quite a few options available.
I think I'll go with that, and then let's see. I need the
Okay, so I can do this with that.
Now here where it comes in, Carpenter's block. Now I need the collapsible block. I'll also need the oak wood, and I'll need the chisel, correct? Or the hammer.
Yeah, you need the hammer, the chisel if you wish to change the texture that's on the block, but the hammer allows you to manipulate the block. You mostly want to use the collapsible blocks, which will allow you to change it in any way you wish. You can change the shape almost completely with those.
So technically, if I wanted to do this, I need to do the... Oops. Oh wait, that's
anyway,
right. That's
I think
right.
at that point, guys, we're going to have to wrap it up for this episode, just so we don't run on too long, as we've actually been doing this for half an hour already, believe it or not.
You're a
It's been
liar.
over an hour since we started, so I think what we'll do is we'll wrap it up for this episode. Obviously, remember to check out and come back and join us again for the next episode where we're progressing on. Hopefully, we'll have a bit more of the path done, or have maybe some of the layout sorted, so we can start on getting some of the actual buildings in there and some of the other bits. So remember to come back for the next episode. But till then, obviously, this is IDED signing off, and obviously TG.
What's up? See you guys later.
And of course,
See you
the
later,
Space Nerd.
cosmonauts.
And we'll catch you all soon.